We're currently pushing our way up one of our 2 big passes for the day.
It's beautiful, but it's steep and there's a headwind.
Yeah.
We're on the border of Italy, hoping to cross into Switzerland and get to the highest point of our trip by the end of the day.
And what we wouldn't learn until later is that this was actually the wrong way.
Huh. It used to connect over there, but I don't think it does anymore.
But we'll get to that.
Traveling by bike is always full of highs and lows and ups and downs, and that's what the theme of the last couple days has been.
So, before we figure out where we're going, let's rewind to our first wild campsite in the Alps, where this roller coaster adventure really kicked off.
We found a campsite. It's like really close to the road, but hard to see from it. I'm tired. How are you feeling about going up those switchbacks?
I'm actually pretty excited.
Yeah?
Yeah. The view's gonna be great from there. It's gonna be a great way to warm up in the morning.
Yeah.
And there's towers at the top.
Yeah. We're going in there.
Yeah.
I guess I don't really ever feel like it's a proper adventure until we wild camp for the first time. So last night was really nice. And now we've got a big climb up into the mountains, up a kind of intimidating set of switchbacks, but then we'll be up in the high mountains, and I'm really excited about that. So let's get going before it gets too hot.
Got a naked guy coming up behind us. Very 80s.
Hi. I think we're a little underdressed. Or overdressed? There's so many of them.
From what we could understand from a badly weathered sign, these towers were built in the 14th century to defend access to the valley behind them.
Finding out what they were defending was next on our list. We were learning that this was a very popular area, and there was good reason for it. I don't think you can see in the camera how crazy green and yellow those flowers are.
Yeah, this is
So much
cool.
flowers.
We're gonna try to get away from the crowds a little bit and go to the other side of the lake. Hopefully it works out, but we have a bus coming up behind us right now.
All right.
The problem was it wasn't quite clear if the path went all the way through or if it was blocked by a landslide.
Hope this is worth it.
Worth it?
I hope so.
Well, oh, I see light at the other end. Oh no, there's just a light in the middle.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, I need a light on. Oh dear. That's better.
This is much longer than I was expecting.
Much longer.
I hope it's okay. pull that way.
Nope, 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 nope.
No, we have to go long.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, Chris, don't leave me. I like truly am afraid of the dark. It's nothing. It's nothing.
No, we know that.
I wish I wasn't afraid of the dark, but I really am. There's a lot of things I'm not afraid of.
Snakes?
Like snakes
What's wrong with you?
and spiders and mice.
I see more light.
But deep dark holes that I can't see the end of. Or deep oceans that I can't see the bottom of. I am scared of those things.
I know I'm not alone in this fear, but I don't know quite what it's called. And if you do, let me know in the comments so I can finally put a name to my fears.
That was scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No?
No.
One phone is not enough.
Not that bad.
Not that bad. You probably could have ridden it.
No. Just a little washout. A tunnel? Okay. This one's not as scary. What is that?
We can't go there.
No, but it looks cool.
Well, we're currently pushing our way up the second big climb of the day.
It got steep.
Yeah.
Bugs.
There are bugs. Our hope was that halfway up this climb, we would find a few perfect trees to hang our hammocks between and take a little nap. Maybe we'll get up a little higher. And the bugs won't be so bad. We'll actually be able to relax. It's just so perfect up here though. Other than the bugs. You can do it.
Oops, very steep. So cold. This little lake that we're passing right now marks the head of the Adda River, which is what we've been following all the way since Milan. So that's exciting. So there's a whole new world on this side. Not gonna lie, it's been a hard climb.
Right after this, I threw a little bit of a fit because I was so tired. We stopped for a nap because I was acting like a child. I feel better now. Now it's time to go downhill.
Ooh. I want to put my handlebar bag into downhill gravel bike mode. Okay. That's much better.
I like that.
Oh God.
That's very steep. Really has been a day of highs and lows.
Up and down.
Soon we abruptly popped out of the woods and back into civilization. Wait, what does that say? Something about the Danube?
Turns out, this valley is one of the few in Italy that drains to the Black Sea rather than into the Mediterranean.
This is the Valley of Livigno, the future site of snowboarding and freestyle skiing at the 2026 Winter Olympics. We were still debating at this point whether we would spend the night in town or find another wild camp. But before we figured that out, we had a very exciting wildlife encounter.
Oh, a squirrel. That's what we're excited about.
We didn't know this at the time, but squirrels are very rare in Southern Europe. It's so strong.
So we're hopefully going to stay in a chalet tonight.
I don't know what a chalet means here, but yeah, we're staying in Chalet Bella Vista because it's really cheap. And it's like not that much more than camping. It's a little bit more than camping, but...
But Hillary feels that she should be paid to stay in European campgrounds.
European campgrounds are not good. They're just not. Current challenge, navigation to our hotel. How's it going?
I've been drinking. Just let me do the next thing. Okay, follow this route map.
We're following me
Yeah.
with Google Maps that may or may not work in about 2 minutes. Let's go. Come on. Are you following me or are we following you? We're following this guy. Oh, this is tourism land. I don't know how we got a hotel. No. Yeah. Let's get out of here. This is what happens when you do no research into the place that you're going to. Apparently, this is a tourist town. Bella Vista, that's it. Right in front of us, that building. Looks nice. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. You have a reservation?
Yeah.
Using the ski lockers right
No,
No.
we hope it's not snowing so. So hard.
That's not bad. Not bad,
It's
right?
great.
Yeah.
It's perfect for us for the night.
It's kind of underground. It's like a daylight basement apartment. But hey, it was cheap. And it has a whole kitchen with like burners and a fridge and everything. And a little bathroom. And there's even toilet paper. Italy.
We knew we had a couple of big climbs the next day, so we woke up the next morning with every intention to get an early breakfast and get out of town.
But first we have to get some groceries. Okay, the grocery store isn't open and the breakfast place isn't open, so we're packing up and then we're gonna go get groceries and breakfast and get out of here early.
So bright.
This is so bright. Round 2 of shopping.
Italians don't really do big breakfasts, so we were excited to see that the restaurant across the street served what they called an American breakfast.
It turned out to be rubbery bacon, flavorless eggs, and the driest toast on earth.
I guess America isn't the only place that butchers other cultures' cuisines.
So the valley that we're in, the Livigno Valley, is so remote that the first people who settled here didn't come here until the Middle Ages, which is late compared to pretty much anywhere else in the world. And the closest airport is 200 kilometers away, which makes it one of the most remote places in Europe. And because it's so remote, one of the acceptable ways of making a living here for a long time was smuggling. And after a while, the powers that be just decided that that was the way of things, and so they decided that this area should not have to pay import taxes. So this whole valley is a duty-free zone, and it still is, which means that there's a lot of stores here that sell like alcohol for really cheap. And people will drive from a long way away to buy gas because it's like half the price. in this whole region of Italy, Lombardy. Many people speak the Lombard language, and here they speak the Valtellinese dialect, which means that sometimes on the street signs and the buildings you'll see words in this dialect. And today we're crossing over another language border into Switzerland, in a part of Switzerland where they speak Romansh. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Probably not. Ciao. Which is one of the 4 official languages of Switzerland. It's actually a descendant of the Latin that's left over from when Rome was the major power here. I just find this kind of linguistic richness really interesting. Chris says I'm a nerd. I am a language nerd. I'm not very good at speaking them because I get too self-conscious and worried that I'm gonna say the wrong thing, but I really like learning about them. It's one of my favorite parts about traveling. There are goats crossing the trail.
They're steeper than the other ones, apparently.
That was an insult to my private parts.
Oh no. Oh.
Hold on while I just take a moment. All right, I'm gonna cut that again. We're gonna push. My shoes came off.
I don't know what's so hard about that, Hillary.
Show your little face.
Thanks for the beta.
Keep your shoes on and don't ride it. Oh, whatever. Okay. Well, this road didn't connect to the main road the way that we thought it would. Chris is gonna go scout it so we don't drag our bikes all the way up the hill for no reason.
Last little maneuver is a bit of a doozy.
The annoying thing is that there is another trail that goes up to the pass, but it looked harder on the map.
And we ran into some snow down lower, and there was a chance that the switchbacks that we couldn't see were covered with snow, and all the people we saw go up there came back pretty quickly, so we weren't sure if they were able to make it up the switchbacks or not.
So we chose this way. Might have been easier to go the other way.
We'll never know. We might know.
We might know when we get up to the top.
We don't know right now.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Okay. That looked like a perfectly fine trail up to the top.
I was not expecting the other route to be so scrambly.
We just had our last meal in Italy. Got to the top and there was this beautiful little restaurant. And we have lunch, but it's always so hard to say no to that. I accidentally ordered a feast for lunch.
It looks delicious though.
It's like raw. And now we're heading into Switzerland.
This is the border.
I don't know if nobody's saying anything, so I guess we just go.
Whoa.
Wah!
Wow, Switzerland's beautiful.
Don't die.
At this point, after nearly a week of climbing, we're almost at the highest point of the whole trip, and we're feeling it.
I think we're almost there.
Bernina Pass is just around the corner, and then the fun begins.
Chris, I think we're there.
We did it!
Yay! That was hard.
Now for the fun. So we pulled up to Bernina Pass just a little bit ago, and we had it all to ourselves. It was peaceful and beautiful, and then people just started showing up at the parade. The circus started.
We've just been sitting here people watching for the last like 30 minutes. Everybody wants those two guys to move their bikes. They came and they leaned their bikes against the Bernina Pass sign, and then they just left them there, and they're still there for like 20 minutes. There, maybe they're gonna move them. Move your bikes. So we ran out of water on the climb near the top, but it was getting pretty thirsty there. So we went to the hotel that's at the top of the pass to ask for some water, and he said, yes, get it out of the bathroom, which doesn't make you think that it's going to be the tastiest water ever, but it is the coldest, clearest mountain water. It tastes like drinking from a glacier, and it is so good, and I'm so happy right now. And also, we just recorded this whole thing, but it was in slow-mo, so here are some shots of me drinking really slow.
We turn here. So we're crossing the train tracks for the Bernina Express, which we actually took a few days ago, and if you want to see that, you can go back and watch this video. Enjoy. In just a few moments, we will end up at the best campsite of our entire time in the Alps, and maybe one of the best campsites of our lives. But that's gonna have to wait until the next video. So if you're subscribed, see you again soon.